Hello, my name is Sacsha, also known as iWizard, and I'm here to instruct you on how to put your ShiftPod 2 together. You're going to get your ShiftPod 2 with multiple components. Here are some of the components in your ShiftPod 2. This is your blast shield held in bag. This is your MOOP bag, also contains many of the internal components needed to set up a ShiftPod 2. This is the ShiftPod 2 floor. Sometimes we already have this ShiftPod 2 floor zipped in, so this will not be necessary to assemble. Right here we have the center mast, needed in high wind situations to make sure that the center roof is aloft. You can see the operation of the ShiftPod 2 mast. To deploy, first, you'll notice that two different sizes with the caps, one that's larger, one that's smaller. The smaller end fits into the top of the mast support. The larger component goes into the bottom base piece. To deploy the center mast in high wind situations, simply put the base piece down, extend to the proper height adjustment, and lock into place. Now let me show you what's inside of the MOOP bag here, provided with the ShiftPod 2. Our first component here in the ShiftPod 2 is the stake bag. The ShiftPod 2 contains 6 advanced futuristic stakes. They're pretty cool. This is what 6 futuristic stakes looks like. This is what 1 futuristic stake looks like. Also provided in the bag is 4 wall hanging pockets. Easy to adjust, easy to deploy. Just clip on these on the inside panels of the ShiftPod 2. Also provided in the bag is the orange and gray cables. These orange guy lines are for the center points. I'll show you later. These gray cables are intended for the blast shielding. Make sure not to lose these. Some additional components you may or may not need are some repair patches for the canvas floor, the mylar walls, a quick step guide, which is hopefully unnecessary after we complete this video, and an extra nylon strap. In addition to these guidelines, you will also need the bag of carabiners provided with. A minimum of 6 carabiners will be needed to fully deploy the ShiftPod 2 in windy situations. Additionally, for your comfort and security, ShiftPod has provided a pair of eye masks, a pair of earplugs. Additionally, ShiftPod has provided locks for your peace of mind and security when away from home. And don't forget your MOOP bag. You want to always assemble your matter out of place. This final bag contains the ShiftPod 2 blast shield that is deployed in high wind and high rain situations. When deploying the ShiftPod 2 blast shield, make sure that the shiny mylar side is facing outwards and the matte surface with the taped seams is facing inwards. When rolling out your floor for the first time into your ShiftPod 2, you must find where the double zipper is located. The double zipper looks like this and is located only in one spot on the ShiftPod floor. When zipping in the ShiftPod 2 floor, be sure that the matte finish is on the ground. The shiny finish is on the inside of the ShiftPod 2. Are we ready to deploy the ShiftPod 2? I know I am. To deploy the ShiftPod 2, simply remove the 3 nylon buckles located around the ShiftPod. Here we go. For deployment in this Burning Man, the one door may already be open to allow for air to travel in and out when deploying the ShiftPod. To deploy the ShiftPod, simply pull on the nylon handle outwards. Here we go. 5 more to go. Here is the entry door for the ShiftPod 2. Simply open the zipper upwards and open zipper downwards, labeled exit. you'll notice that there's a nice Velcro piece that can secure your ShiftPod 2 door open. Here's the no-see bug netting zipper door. After pulling out all Shift 2 sidewalls, the final step is to step inside of the ShiftPod 2 and push up the roof. That's a complete structure. The final structural step is right here. Simply push, and you have a home. So for floor assembly, take your ShiftPod floor with the zipper start here and enter the zipper. Continue to pull the floor along the way and zipper in. And please don't apply too much force on the zipper, as they may be damaged. To locate this zipper start point, from the inside, it'll be the location that has the exit door to your right. You'll notice on this side, the exit door is to the left. For this next assembly step, you'll need a hammer, and if it has sparkly tape on it, that's mine. A stake from the future, a guy line, and a carabiner that is not previously attached. If you find that your guy line does not have a carabiner on it, simply pull the line out and attach your carabiner. These orange lines secure onto the metal ring. Be sure not to fasten it onto the nylon strap. 1 on, 5 more to go. Next, take your stake, line up at a 45-degree angle from the center point. Be sure when putting the stake into the ground that it is a 45-degree angle away from the ShiftPod 2 location. Be sure that the stake hammered in at a 45-degree angle is a minimum of 3 feet from the distance of the ShiftPod. Simply tie the string through, create a hitch knot, and double it. Seems secure to me. To tension it, simply pull on the line and it'll auto tension. Go ahead and repeat this step 5 more times. Deploy the center mast, simply find the footing pocket and fully extend until you reach the roof line. Give an additional slight tension and lock down into place. Your high wind roof situation has been settled. Additionally, you can use the drawstring to cinch and secure the foot base into place. Any other questions? When disassembling the ShiftPod 2, be sure that either all your porthole windows are open or your entry points are open to allow airflow to escape when disassembling the ShiftPod 2. You'll notice here that we have 2 panels on the walls. One is intended to remove hot air. The other is intended to bring in fresh, cold air into your ShiftPod 2. Located right below the air conditioning vent is the power cord hole. You'll also notice on the other side of the ShiftPod, there's another accessory power cord hole. When in rainy situations, please deploy your blast shield on your ShiftPod 2, and don't forget to open your air venting holes to allow fresh air into your ShiftPod 2. But be sure to close your main portholes, as water will get in. As unpacked earlier is your accessory bag. Simply clip on to any 2 section and you can go check your Twitter updates. We are now about to start the disassembly process. First step is to pull on the nylon strap, not on the nylon tab. Go ahead and secure your hand and simply pull down. Ooh. Next step, simply push in the sidewalls. Repeat step 5 more times. Not so bad. Bundle up your ShiftPod 2. Go ahead and extend the length of the nylon strap, placing it under the ShiftPod 2. And then simply meet the 2 ends of the buckle. Wait to tighten after applying the other ShiftPod 2 nylon buckles. After you've secured all 3 buckles, it's ready to go back in the bag. You'll also notice on this disassembly, I've left the floor intact and attached to the ShiftPod 2 for easy deployment in the future.